All right, good morning, guys, and welcome back. It is Wednesday, 9/10, and we have a pretty short day today. I'm going to give you a whole lot of time in class today to work on number 3, but at this point, you should have done the food chain and food web quiz, just kind of checking in to see what you absorbed yesterday. Today, we are going to work on trophic levels. So you have video notes following our agenda real quick, and we're going to talk about those trophic levels, even though we kind of touched on them yesterday just a little bit. And then the remainder of class you'll spend on that food web. So we are looking at 9:10 on our agenda. You will notice that it is the trophic level breakdown on page 6. Tomorrow's notes will actually also go on page 6. So we're going to get all of that set up today so we don't run out of space. So if you will turn with me to page 6. All right. So we are going to break down our page really quickly together. You are going to need, let's just go ahead and write this all out. At the top of your page, we're going to label it trophic levels. Trophic levels. So first we're going to have producer. Then we're going to skip a line and we're going to have primary consumer. On the next line, we're not skipping a line this time, we're going to write secondary consumer. And number 4, right under that, is going to be a tertiary consumer. All right, so then we're going to take pretty much the whole bottom half of our page, and you may want a ruler for this. I'm going to grab my ruler really quickly. And we are going to draw a triangle at the bottom of our page. Doesn't have to be beautiful, it just needs to be a triangle. All right, there's my triangle. And then I'm going to divide my triangle into a couple different sections. So my first section, let's see, 1, there's 2 sections, 3 sections, 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 5 total. Okay, and we will come back with this triangle tomorrow, but we are just working up here today, so your notes should be short and sweet. Let me zoom back in for you. All right, and we're going to take some notes on the different trophic levels. So at producer, we are going to write that producers create energy through the process of photosynthesis, okay, which uses energy from the sun. Okay, that might feel a little bit redundant or repetitive, but I promise I'm having you write it over and over because it's important. A primary consumer is going to be an herbivore an herbivore. Okay, and they eat only producers. They are only eating those organisms that use the process of photosynthesis. Our secondary level consumer can be a carnivore or an omnivore, which means they eat primary consumers or producers. Oh, that's not an or, it should be an and. Sorry, guys. For you to be an omnivore, that's not true. Sorry. I was right the first time. Second guessing myself. This should be or. Leave it as an or. So a secondary consumer can be a carnivore, meaning they just eat that primary consumer, or they can be an omnivore, which means they eat your primary consumer and your producer. So they eat your PC, primary consumer, or your producer. They can also do both. So it could be an and or an or, which is so much more complicated. All right, tertiary consumer. Your tertiary consumer is a carnivore, only a carnivore, because they eat only the secondary consumers. Only your secondary consumers. Okay, so I know this is a little complicated. If you think back to the way we did our web yesterday, this should give you an idea of what you've written here. I'm just giving you a reference piece to go back and look at as you build your web today. You also have yesterday's web to go back and reference, where you used all those same words. Remember, primary, secondary, tertiary, and then that fourth level, that was kind of a bonus. All right, so this is all you have to do for today. Remember, we'll come back to the triangle tomorrow, so just hang tight on that. All right, guys, go ahead and go work on your food webs.